A developing story this morning. The United States and the EU striking a deal to send more natural gas to Europe this year as the bloc looks to cut its reliance on Russia. Damien Courvalin is the head of energy research for Goldman Sachs. And Damien, we kind of knew that this was going to be coming, but what does it mean in the broader sense in terms of what's going to happen in the market and the prices?
I think the key really is the timeline. So in the short run, the U.S. is already exporting as much LNG as it can. So the key is making sure that what can go to Europe will go to Europe. And there's some flex for the summer that can help about a quarter of Russian imports during the summer months. The issue, though, as I stated, is we're running at capacity. So real meaningful help down the line requires more investment in more LNG projects. That's a 2.5 to 3 year horizon, which needs contracts and commitments. So, this is the first step, redirecting flows. The meaningful reduction in Russian flows will take several years to play out from the U.S. perspective.
It's already been pointed out this morning that by doing this, Biden is already going to be kind of violating the longer term goals that he's laid out in terms of what he wants to see in cleaner energy and getting away from fossil fuels. Are there other changes that are likely to come in the administration in terms of more than just signaling and saying these things? Because I think that's what it would take to convince private industry to go ahead and invest in some of these projects and spend the money that you're talking about.
So the White House statement is twofold, actually, this morning. It's, getting more gas to Europe, and the second half is about consuming less gas. Look, I think what's key here is from an energy security and availability today, gas is essential. Renewables are great, but to do them at scale, it takes time and it requires what we don't have, which is utility scale storage, hydrogen. So, natural gas and the U.S. LNG exports have a key role to play for the rest of this decade in enabling the decarbonization as well as providing the energy we consume today. I think that's really the core of how one should think about shale's contribution here. It's what we need. It's short cycle. And by the way, 35% of global power generation is still coal. Displacing that with gas is already a huge improvement on the carbon side.